What's up YouTube? My name is Amisbro. For this video we are doing a review of a PS Vita import. The game we are looking at tonight is Yuta no Prince-sama Music 3 for the PlayStation Vita, like I mentioned. And it is the third game in the Yuta Pre Music series. The first two games were on the PlayStation Portable, and they were brought to us by Broccoli and NIS Japan. If you've played the first two games, nothing really is going to be different here, save for the song list. And the song list is a pretty interesting one, I think. You go from the B-side of Season 2 all the way up to one of the more recent releases, which happens to be Shining All-Star CD2. Okay, and the interesting thing about that is it's essentially the same song, but it's sung by both the Quartet Night and the Starish group. Okay, as far as the actual game, you have 33 songs, like I mentioned. Well, 11 of them start off unlocked. The B-sides from Season 2 for the Starish crew, and the first songs in the ASAS singles for Quartet Night. In order to unlock the other songs, though, you must fulfill certain conditions. The way it goes is like this. For Starish, because of the way Season 3 worked for them, they did cross units. Well, how do we unlock their songs? This is how. In order to unlock one of their songs, you had to complete their B-side song. So, let's use Original Resonance, which is the Masato Hijifukawa Ichino's Tokia song. What did you have to do? This. You had to complete Independence from Ichino's Tokia, and you had to complete Masato's Sanctuary song. And you had to complete all three levels. If you were successful in completing all three levels, which if you play it on the easiest difficulty, not a problem, then you unlock that song. Do you see how this goes? In order to unlock the next song for Quartet Night, this is what you did. You went to whatever's character had the ASAS song that you wanted to play. You completed their first song, and then you got to unlock their second song, provided that you graded well enough on all three levels. Once you complete those, you moved on to their idol songs. But here's the kicker. The idol songs for Quartet Night were not graded. Well, let me rephrase that. They're graded, but you can't heart them. And yes, the heart system is back because this game also brings in the episodes again. Actually, they don't just bring in the episodes. They bring in the episodes and a visual novel game. But the visual novel game, you have to complete the game on one of the difficulties before you can unlock it. So, essentially you have two games to play. However, the thing about the episodes is, much like the second game, the episodes are scattershot. So, what I'm telling you is, if you complete one character song and you get all three hearts, you get one particular episode. But if you get three hearts on another one, you may get episode 23. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not in order again, which really screws you up because since the episodes are being shown on a, quote, television, imagine watching a TV show and you watched episode 1 week and the next week you watched episode 23. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, obviously, they did this because of the difficulty levels, but it's still rather annoying, considering the fact also you make 75 yet again. What also annoys me is that the idle songs for Quartet Night don't unlock one. I'm trying to think. The idle songs don't unlock one. The Shining Theater songs do. And I'm trying to think if there's... I'm trying to remember offhand... Oh, the Quartet Night group songs don't unlock one. I don't think... Oh wait, I'm sorry. One of them do. It's either the Dice Are Cast or Evolution Eve. But I know one of them does. Here's the point of what I'm trying to say, though. It seems kind of bullshit that you're not going to have 33 songs and all 33 unlock a song. Now, I know why you did it, and I understand it, because there's only 75 episodes. But here's the other thing about the episodes. In the second game, not the first game, but in the second game, when they had the 75 episodes, everyone progressed into a story. And the story revolved around the disappearance of Haruka Nanami. Alright, no issue with that. But here's my thing. This game, it's more like the characters are just talking. And if it's just that one character solo, like they're talking to you. Which, alright, that makes a little more sense because it is a visual novel game still at heart. But if you're doing episodes, shouldn't the episodes progress to something? So episode 1 could have progressed to, say, Atoya finding out that something happened with a character, with somebody, and they have to go do something, and the story progresses through the episodes. Here that doesn't happen. It did in the second game, at least. So you were rewarded more so for completing the episodes and getting the 3 hearts. That doesn't really seem to be the case here. The reward seems to be more if you complete the game, or if you beat one of the difficulty settings, you get the visual novel game at the end. And that's kind of interesting. Because, okay, cool, you put that in there. But anybody that went to the website on April Fool's Day last year, I had to stop myself for a second, they've already seen it. They already know how to play it. They pretty much already know the roots. And unfortunately, when I was in one group Skype chat, everybody was screenshotting it, so you were pretty much spoiled. But the point is, that's your payoff. That game. Alright. I got an idea. Why don't you just make that the episodes then? And make the episodes into something that you can watch after you beat the game. You get what I'm saying? Watch like the short story, the 75 short stories, just bang, 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 bang. No? Okay. I just come up with ideas, I'm sorry. That was probably my biggest confusion, because you literally had 2 different mini games, as it were, going through. And that was just okay. Interesting. But aside from that, the difficulty spike on some songs, even on the easiest difficulty, can be frustrating. Because some songs go 100 miles an hour. Now, granted, it's because of the tempo of the song. I get that. So the BPM literally has to dictate how fast the tempo bar goes. Cool. and it still goes from left to right. What was interesting was, on the trial play video that I saw on PlayStation Japan, when the bar would go from left to right, at one point it was stopping and then for like a second, then going into the next section. That was kind of interesting. That appeared to have been corrected. What wasn't was this apparent. What was this problem I was developing. Sometimes you would hit a note on a particular song that you had to hit, and you hit it right, and you know you hit it. But sometimes, for whatever reason, the game doesn't register that you hit it, and you get a miss, which is a problem if you're trying to get an S crown. Or it could screw you up from getting a perfect, because it'll say you registered it a little bit later than you did, and you get a cool and and you get a good rather than a cool. You get what I'm saying? So that whole fuck up could really screw somebody up, especially if they don't have the reflexes. Also, here's another problem. Because sometimes it will register you as missing, when you go to try and hit the next button, it'll say you missed it. And sometimes you could go 6 straight when you know you hit the button, and it'll still say you missed it. And that was a problem I had. So that's kind of bullshit, because I didn't have that. What's interesting is I didn't have that issue on the PSP versions. So I don't know what happened there. Bit of a programming flub, I think, but that could just be me. Again, these are things I experienced when I was playing. I will say this, and this is interesting. Trophy-wise, they make it where you pretty much have to be perfect to get some of these trophies. What I mean is this. When I mentioned the three things on the right side, well, if you make it through but you don't miss, cool, you get an S crown, but the crown is silver. To get the big one, the gold one, not only do you have to not miss, but your timing has to be perfect the entire length of the song. So you can't get a good. All your timings have to be cool. Ain't that about a bitch? And considering that you have to, for one trophy, get 3 S's in a row, yeah, that can be a pain. Especially if you're playing one of those songs that are going 100 miles an hour. Not fun. The other thing, and the other issue that I have is this. This is the third game. And in the third game, they do not include songs such as Heaven's Gate, Shining Star Christmas, or Poison Kiss, or even I Know the Incarnation from Season 2. Now, the reason that we're given is because the songs are not made publicly available on a regular single like the other songs were. Alright. My issue with this is you can still buy the DVD with the song on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can still buy the DVD that comes with the CD. So in a way you can still get the song, so I don't understand why you can't play the songs anymore. You still can't play the songs on the damn game. Because I promise you, there are probably still people out there that they'd rather play Poison Kiss or Shining Star Christmas at least than maybe, I don't know, the shining theaters? Just saying. And this is coming from somebody, by the way, who has listened to, at the very least, Masquerade Mirage, and I like that song, but I could do without it in the fucking game. And I could see putting in, at the very least, you know, Shining Star Christmas? Just saying. Maybe that's just me. So here's the question. What do I think of the game overall? I think if you've played the first two games, you know what you're going to expect. Maybe the experience with the timing issues is just me, but I had those, and those hampered it a little bit. I do think, however, that the game is worth picking up. And if you're a huge VITA fan like myself, you're going to want to play it anyway, especially knowing that if you haven't played, you know, the visual novels, we have those also coming around the corner as far as ports to the PS Vita. And potentially a new game coming out with Heavens. But who knows about that one, right? Anyway, that is the review for today. Please go check out the game, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care, gang.